You know what's fascinating about human nature? Our desperate need to explain ourselves, to justify, to convince. We're like rats in a maze, running back and forth, trying to find the perfect words that will finally make them understand. But let me tell you a truth that society doesn't want you to grasp. The most devastating response isn't a clever comeback or a passionate argument. It's absolute silence. Picture this: you're in a burning house, but instead of flames, it's filled with toxic relationships, draining friendships, soul-crushing situations. Everyone's screaming about staying, about fixing things, about trying harder, and in all that chaos, you simply disappear. No explanations, no dramatic exit, no final speech, just gone. You see, they've programmed you to believe that you owe them explanations, justifications, second chances. That's the great joke of society. They've convinced you that your departure needs their approval. But here's the punchline. Your silence is a weapon they can't defend against. Think about a chessboard. Every piece has its prescribed moves. Back and forth, back and forth. But what happens when you simply sweep all the pieces off the board? That's the power of walking away silently. You're not playing their game anymore. Let me tell you about freedom. Real freedom is not in finding the right words to say. It's not in winning arguments. It's in the moment you realize that your absence is the most powerful statement you can make. When you understand that silence isn't empty, it's full of answers. You see, every time you engage in their chaos, you're feeding a monster that will never be satisfied. Every explanation is another chain they use to bind you. Every justification is another brick in the prison they've built around your soul. But here's the beautiful madness of it all. When you leave silently, you force them to confront the deafening sound of your absence. No closure, no satisfaction, no final scene in their carefully scripted drama. You become the plot hole in their story that they can never fill. Remember this. In a world of endless noise, silence is not just power, it's revolution. It's not just an exit, it's an exorcism. You're not just leaving them, you're leaving behind the version of yourself that believed you needed their permission to go. Some will call you cruel. They'll say you owe them an explanation. But ask yourself, does the butterfly owe an explanation to the cocoon it leaves behind? Does the phoenix apologize to its ashes? Your silence speaks a language they'll spend years trying to decode. While they're searching for closure, you'll be building empires on the foundation of your self-respect. While they're crafting paragraphs about what they lost, you'll be writing new chapters they'll never be part of. So here's the truth, stripped of all pretense. No back and forth. No explanations. No final acts. Just leave them silently. Let your absence speak the words your presence never could. Because in the end, the most powerful story isn't the one you tell. It's the one you leave unfinished. Remember, silence isn't empty. It's full of answers. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the punchline they never saw coming.